Alright YouTube, I've finally got around to doing my review on the Nintendo DS. Before I start though, I've just got a few shout outs for Keyphase, Arctic Squid and Scotty90. All new subscribers, so thank you for subscribing. Anyway, on with the review. So here it is. I've already done an unboxing of this video on YouTube. Did that a couple of weeks ago now. And here basically the look of my Nintendo DS. What I will say, I thought in the unboxing this was a USB port. It's actually the power connector. This little bit next to the headphone port, I've not actually looked up what it is, so it's a bit of a mystery at the minute, but I'll get around to looking up. So yeah, here's the device. Turn it on. There you go. And it should come up with the options screen. There you go. Probably can't see that too well, but that's it. Turn that off for now. Right, so this is one of those, like anything else, I'm going to go over the good points, the bad points, who I think should get the device, and all of that. So I'll start off with the specs actually. If you look at the specs on paper and compare this to Sony's PlayStation Portable, you'll find that the PSP is way more powerful on paper. And if you look at the graphics of the games, you'll see that there is quite a difference. This is somewhat less powerful, but it does have two screens. One of them is a touch screen. And I'll come back to why the power's not an issue in a few minutes. Well, maybe sooner than that. But yeah, on this you've got your port for Game Boy Advance cartridges, so you've got some legacy support. Here's cartridge. Yeah, I've gone out and bought Brain Training. It's loads of fun to play actually. So yes, in terms of other stuff, the sound quality out of this, out of the speakers either side of the screen, is really good. Definitely something that was surprising actually for a small device, but I'm quite happy with it. I haven't used the headphones in it yet, I haven't really needed to. But yes, now the touchscreen's an interesting one, because I've got used to I've been using touchscreen devices. I've got my old Dell Axim PDA here, which I don't really use anymore except for GPS. And I've got my iPod Touch, which I do use a lot, and I've got used to the beautiful touchscreen on that. I mean, it looks brilliant, and it's extremely sensitive. This touchscreen is less sensitive, or it feels slightly less responsive than the iPod Touch. But there you go. But it does add an element to the gameplay, and I'm going to talk about gameplay in a second. Battery life on this is really good. I've had this, I've not really charged it that much actually. The last charge, which I did last Thursday, so we're now about a week on and I'm still using that charge, so it does last quite well. I think all the reviews on the internet say 8 to 9 hours, something like that. I found that it certainly lasts for that, if not slightly more. It depends on the sort of game you're playing, obviously. So yeah, that's just a few of the points. In terms of whether the graphics impact on the gameplay, I don't think so. I wouldn't go and buy like a Call of Duty game for this. I'd probably be more inclined to get a PSP to play that if I wanted portable gaming of that nature. Nintendo DS comes into its own in a different way. It's not as powerful. It's, you know, you're not going to get games like Wipeout, Fusion and stuff like that on this. Where it comes into its own really is in some of the games that you can't get on the PSP, such as Zelda, which is controlled entirely with a touchscreen. I think that's incredible. You know, you control it entirely with the stylus. Brain training is, if it wasn't for the touchscreen, it wouldn't really work as a game. Super Mario Brothers actually doesn't use the touchscreen as much. You use the top screen on this is where all the action happens. But when you go and look at the bottom screen, it will have like your inventory, and down here it will have like, if you've already got like flower power or something like that, and you go and pick up another flower, it'll appear here. So if you lose it, you touch the screen and another one drops down for you. So it uses it in different ways, and that's really where this handheld comes into its own. Is it's a different style of gaming. It's, well, I think it's good old-fashioned fun gameplay. It's something that's been lost from a lot of games for a very long time, and that's really what I've got to say about this. If you're looking for, you know, the latest games, great graphics, all that sort of thing, you know, maybe a PSP is a better option. But if you're looking for something a bit different, something that's fun to play with, looks good. I mean, I think this looks fantastic. You know, plays well. Has just got a totally different dimension to the gaming, and if you can get hold of one, because these are, you know, extremely rare at the minute around the UK. It took me ages to track this down. Then I don't think you can go far wrong. This is just good old-fashioned gameplay at its very best, and that's really what I've got to say about it. It's a fun unit to play with. It does the job really well. So yeah, if you're interested in trying something a bit different, then I definitely recommend the Nintendo DS. If I had to give it a score, possibly 7 or an 8 out of 10. You know, call it 7.5. Go on. Just purely because the touchscreen, as I say, it's not as amazing as the iPod Touch touchscreen, but then that's a whole different sort of level of device. But its gameplay is brilliant. It's innovative in some games. I just think it's a great system. So yeah, definitely recommended. Alright, so that's my review of the Nintendo DS. I know it's a bit brief, but I think it's covered the main points. If anybody's got any questions about it, just leave a comment, message me, you know, anything like that, and I will gladly answer them for you. Alright? Okay, thanks.